right.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Are we live on Facebook? Okay, we
Live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We're recording on YouTube because unfortunately we don't have 1,000 subscribers. So here's what I need y'all to do. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters.
We're pleased.
Like.
Subscribe.
What was the other third one?
Share.
Oh, share.
Yeah. There you go.
Follow. Like.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Share.
All of that.
Follow. One more time. Like.
Share.
Subscribe. Follow.
Follow.
All right, we got that,
all of that.
Out the way. All right. We've been on a week hiatus.
Yes.
We are now moved to another secret location. It's a secret.
Super secret.
We up in here now. So before we get started, we wanna oh Lord. Hold on. Excuse me.
But as we were saying earlier, we cannot go live on YouTube anymore because from now on YouTube has a new rule that if you ain't got 1,000 subscribers, you can't go live, which is lame, is dumb, because this is the type of stuff that helps us get more subscribers.
Yeah.
By going live, being able to interact with people, you know, at a real-time basis. So we're going to have to upload this to YouTube a little later. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah.
Thumbs up on that.
Yeah, it is true.
So, you know, it's crazy, you know what I mean, that we got to do it like that, but it is what it is. You know, we're going to let it be. So, you know, we want to start off the show, of course, and pay our respects to the late, great Nipsey Hussle. So in a moment, we're going to have a moment of silence. But, you know, as y'all know, he did pass away about a week or so ago, a little over a week, about, I think it was like 8 days ago. And so, you know, that really hit the community hard because, you know, you got not only the gangs riding for him, you got Bloods, you got Crips riding for him, and the police are even like, wow.
Yeah, they were trying to really get together with the LAPD. That Monday he got shot, which it was Sunday, so it was about a week ago.
Right.
But I mean, that Monday he was supposed to go and meet with them.
Yeah, so he had an impact. You know what I mean? I'm happy to hear that, man, because, you know, a lot of the younger generation doesn't really know about him. You know what I mean? So this kind of gave a lot more people, and of course some people jumped on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, Nipsey. And you ain't even never heard of him before. So, but whatever, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
We're going to pay moment of silence.
Yes, a moment of silence. All right. Thank y'all for joining us for that moment of silence.
Yep.
Are you able to invite people right now?
Yeah, getting ready to do that right now. While I'm doing that, let's just talk briefly about the Nipsey Hussle situation. It is a beautiful thing. It's sad it took his death to do it.
Right.
But it is a beautiful thing that people are actually coming together.
Yeah.
Seeing that the Bloods and Crips are doing, you know, they're actually trying to squash all these beefs. And I think that's really the thing right now, man. Like, I think that's not saying that was the reason they killed him. Yeah. The guy that killed him, you know, and I'm not trying to get on the conspiracy thing, but just to let y'all know, someone that's a snitch, they work for the government. Foreman worked for the government. So really, you know, we just put 2 and 2 together on that. But anyway, I won't say nothing about that, but
we don't want our channel shut down.
Yeah, but really to see him actually getting people together, and doing that, and the response of this man, that what he did is a beautiful thing.
All over,
and, I mean, we just let's clap that up.
He got rappers from the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, everybody, the South, everybody riding for this dude. So he made a good impact, and a lot of people are telling behind the scenes stories about how they interacted with him and experiences that they had with him. And so it's a beautiful thing, man. I have to admit, I didn't know that, a lot of people, work with him behind the scenes, you know what I mean? So he was moving around and he was doing big things. He was trying to bring the community together. He had his own clothing store. Yep. So he was trying to, bring some Black-owned business to the community. So that's a great thing. You can't really beat that. So, that's the thing for me that was so great. Now, it is a lot of people saying it was a conspiracy, and some people were saying, no, it was just a little hater dude. I don't know. We don't know. I mean, I've seen a few videos. I've seen a conspiracy theory video where they were talking about how there's this, mystical thing about numbers and based on his birthday.
Yeah, and the 33.
Right, and all of that. And this is like, really?
I'm not going to lie, the 33 was like an odd jumper for me as well.
Right.
Because the...
Yeah, so it's just like, you never know, what it is, but either way, he was killed prematurely. Nobody should have to die that young.
No.
And not have done a lot more in the community, because the thing about it is, for somebody like him who was actually trying to bring people together, not only bring people together, he had his own business, so he was an entrepreneur, and he was doing something for the community. So it's just like, why somebody like him has to be taken down that early is beyond me.
Why
you know
not?
what I mean?
Just picking any guy that's up there talking about, I'm trying to get at London,
right.
whatever his name is.
Exactly.
Kodak
Bear.
Pickaninny.
Kodak Blue.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, he, as y'all probably know, Kodak said some things about Nipsey and Lauren London, his girl that he left behind after he passed. And basically, he was trying to holler at Lauren London, like, basically, he was like, you finna be a whole widow, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you a little while to get your little tears out, but then, me and you, we need to hang out. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you talking
Has nobody ever taught you any kind of respect for anybody's, for grief, for yourself? I don't even think he got respect for himself, man, to tell you the truth. So, he caught a lot of flack for that.
Well, I want to say this, and I hate to say this, because I don't, Hot 97, Love It or Hate It, they kind of like, I just don't really line up with them too much. Okay. But Ebro was right.
What
like, I listened to him, coming over here. Like, it's like, he's like, I've been told y'all. Right. I've been told you what type of person he is. Now with the new, not alleged, but the rape charges with the high school student in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing with that, it's like, hey, I've been trying to tell you.
Right.
I tried to tell y'all that, this is the person that you got. This is the person that you want to vibe to, all this other stuff. This is what you got. And
but that's what it is, man. People want what they want, and sometimes when people want something so bad, they're willing to overlook, all the no matter how extreme your flaws are. Just like that's how we got Trump in the big house now, because no matter what flaws he had, they felt like we know what we want. We just don't want nobody who's anywhere close to Obama. Again, we don't need nobody who like Obama, who names start with an O, who was friends with Obama. Anybody who's willing to do the opposite of Obama, we want him. So we don't care what his little flaws are. Yeah, he said he grabbed women, he do this and all of that, but we still gonna vote him in.
Hey.
And that's what's happening with people like Kodak. You know what I mean? They overlook whatever is going on because they like the music.
And then they're like, they ban this stuff. And it's like, well, he ain't really got but a couple of songs anyway.
I mean,
he ain't got but one full album?
I think.
I don't think he has a whole, he definitely don't have a whole lot of work.
Yeah, I'm not vested enough to even look, because I really don't care. Everything, I've heard a couple of songs from him and I'm just like, dude, are you serious right now? Nah. I don't even have to hear the whole album.
Like I said, I refuse, definitely not the smartest man in this room right now, but I refuse to let my brain cells be,
man,
just devastated and commit suicide for listening to shit like this.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just to be real, the people that pump this music, the labels that pump this music, their own kids don't listen to this music because they know it's trash.
Right.
So if they don't give it to their own kids, what makes you, want to listen to it?
Exactly.
I mean, it's to each his own.
Yeah, that's true.
You can do what you want to do. I mean, I'm not going to tell you like, oh well, you have to do this yet. But I'm just telling you like their own kids don't listen to this shit.
Yeah.
And because they know it's bad.
Yeah, and it's and you know what? I don't even want to spend too much time on this Kodak Black thing because I don't even want to give that any attention that it doesn't deserve. It's just noteworthy, so we gotta throw it in the mix because it's related. But let's talk a little bit more about Nipsey, man. He's been in the game, over 10 years, and he's been doing his thing. He came in as a young West Coast, kid, and he got in on the cipher before. I posted that on our Facebook page. I can't remember if I did it on the Instagram, but I know I posted it on the Facebook
It was
page.
the one with him. I think it was him, KRS, and some other folks.
Wale.
Was Joe Budden on that too?
I don't think so.
Somebody else was on it. It was like 4 of them. I remember seeing it. I didn't get a chance to look into it. But
it was a foreign cat, a dude called G Sun, and he rapped like French or something like that.
That might be right.
So, but him and Wale was the only part that I posted because I didn't want to take too much attention off Nipsey. I only posted Wale because he was the first one to rap, and Nipsey came in right behind him. And his rhymes was dope. You know what I mean? Even and that was like a while back. You know what I mean? When he was a young gunner. You know what I mean? So his rhymes was pretty dope. You know what I mean? He had a lot of West Coast swag, and you know what I mean. You could tell he was trying to rep for his people. You know what I mean? You could tell when he rapped. You could tell he really thinks about, I want my people to be proud of me from where I'm from. I want LA or wherever. I want the whole West Coast to really vibe with me. You know what I mean? So
just to say that's instrumental because I know that because when hip hop started in the East, we all know that for the most part. There might be rappers before when hip hop first, because there was a guy out in the South that was actually rapping like in 69, 70. But I don't. But he was rapping, but I don't think he had the culture like hip hop.
Right.
So we know it started in the East. It went to the West, back late 80s, early 90s, and it's been in the South for damn near forever.
Yeah.
The South is just holding on to it. So for him to really, him to be out there, out West cat, it was kind of, crucial. I wouldn't want to say detrimental because that's messed up, but
right.
It was kind of, crucial and, it was kind of like instrumental. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Instrumental for, him to do, him rapping and trying to get the West back. I mean, you did,
right.
So like, outside of like Kendrick Lamar, you had him, there's another cat named Problem. Problem's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, YG, so all those West Coast cats, man, they really trying to, get back in the game and whatnot, and trying to put it back on the map and put it back to, back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Cause that was, West Coast really had some trouble.
Yeah.
Game came along and kind of did a little bit of stuff, and then like you said, like, Kendrick came along and did things. So. But yeah, Nipsey Hussle, he was that other piece, and he was really trying to, brand it, to, make the West strong. I guess you could automatically say Snoop, but at the same time, Snoop just so big, like he kind of transcends. Right. To me, he kind of transcends the coast.
He did. He
kind of transcends the coast.
Eventually, he did.
Him, Cool J, because like Cool J kind of transcended Queens,
right.
especially with the acting.
Exactly.
But You know, but I mean, but you know, people know, you know, the real heads know, like, yeah, you know, but it just wasn't, you know, Nipsey was, you know, instrumental in as far as like bringing that back.
Yeah, definitely, and I love the way that a lot of West Coast rappers, you know, kind of brought it back home and didn't really try to change it up, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he could have said, well, I'm gonna rap like these new dudes and try to do what they do, and they do, you know, like MCA, you know, he just dropped his album a year ago, and that was dope. And he kept it like what he normally do, you know. He
shout out MCA, him and DJ Quick. Actually, I saw a picture. They actually stopped their feud, man.
That's what's up.
And hey, let's stop that up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about time for us to start, you know, put down this petty beef and shit and start yoking up and getting together, man. Because, like, look, man, times is changing. I don't know if y'all know, black man's about to win. Yeah, we winning out here.
We winning out here.
Days of these, like, white supremacists and shit is about to be done and over with. Yeah. Believe that. And I'm kind of speaking in code, but y'all understand what I'm saying.
And real quick, let me just throw this in there because this is something I caught on the internet earlier. Speaking of beef and all of that, we're going to get back to Nipsey, but I don't know if you heard, but MGK and G Eazy have squashed their beef.
Hey, let's clap that up. Let's clap that up. Hey, they are light skinned brothers from another mother, but hey, man, let's clap. Hey, so for real, that's good. That's good.
Now, rumor has it that Eminem had something to do with putting that together. I don't know. But that's what the rumor was. But it's official. I know it's official that they've squashed it because they show pictures of them dapping it up on stage in the middle of shows and blah, blah, blah. So they've officially ended that. Now, I don't know if the part about Eminem being instrumental of it, you know, in that. But either way, what's done is done.
Hopefully we get to see all three of those guys on the track. That would be great.
Hey, that would be dope, man. You know what I mean?
Put a little Dicky out there.
Right. You know what I mean? Bring it all back to a head, you know what I mean? Get a great white hype song going, you know what I mean?
Great white hype.
So, you know, and then now we got what's the name with Eminem? The one they call Catfish Billy.
Oh, you talking about Yellow Wolf?
Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, you know, get all of them mugs on the song. You know, Yellow Wolf just kind of got into it with them as well. He was dissing MGK and G Eazy, so we're gonna see what happened with all of that. You know what I mean? So, but that's cool. You know that they wrapped that up. So anyway, so back to Nipsey, man. Go ahead, keep talking about. I think you were trying to still say something about him.
But yeah, with the whole. Well, just to jump back on Kodak Black, not to give too much, not to give it too much energy to that, but I mean, it's just messed up that you going to speak on this man's wife,
right?
And now this man's dead. He's not even in a place to really defend himself.
And I don't know. For me, I think he on that stuff, man. I think, you know, because a lot of the young cats be doing that lean and all of that. And smoking that stuff, and I really think it's something with that kind of stuff that gets him to thinking he can just say whatever.
My thing of it is, again, these guys are tools. They're paid to action.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's what it's got to be that, because it's like anybody with some common sense would do stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure London. I honestly never seen London. What was her name? Lauren London. I'm pretty sure she's an attractive woman, really beautiful, stellar woman. But I mean, I ain't nobody, so I wouldn't really be able to get any chance for her nowhere. But at the same time,
seen her. Well, you probably didn't know her, but she got a pretty familiar face.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna she's grieving right now.
Right.
Like, this man done provided for her family. You know, he was, you know, and also, she probably had a strong connection with him and stuff like that. I mean, not to be all sensitive and shit,
right?
But you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing sweet over here. But you know what I mean? Like, so right now, like, the last thing she needs is somebody like that. Like, right now, she just needs to heal and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
and that to me, now for one, Kodak, you ain't nobody's crush or anything like that. But to me, even if he was a good-looking guy, I don't think she would take that and be like, yeah, maybe I should reach out to him. You know what I mean? He could have been a Denzel-looking guy, and I don't think she would have reached out to him.
No.
She don't want nobody coming in trying to slide in the DMs this quick.
First of all, why you up there, Kodak Black up there hollering at Young Ma?
Right.
Like, and she's, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you can tell he don't understand. Yeah. He don't understand limits, man.
And like, Young Ma's like, look, there's something wrong with y'all niggas.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, dude, what is wrong with you that you don't get this? You keep trying to cross boundaries. It's like, are you doing it on purpose for the attention, or are you really just, you know what I mean, you twist it or whatever? Yeah, I can't really understand what's going on. So, you know, I'm surprised, you know, that young, you know, MA didn't go after him, you know, lyrically, because she could have, but
probably body his ass.
Right. Because she got some bars for y'all, you know what I mean? So,
I'll give her that. Good guy.
But it's like, there's no rapper alive outside of him that would have thought, let me see if I can holler at her. Yeah. Nobody of the male persuasion would have tried that, because we all know, you know what I mean? So for him to do that, it was just like, dude, go sit down in a corner somewhere, man. You know what I mean? Get out of here with that.
Yeah, sit down and shut up.
So yeah, I mean, he gave a little bit of a apology to Nipsey and Lauren London, but it was a kind of a half-ass apology, if you ask me. And, you know, he was still mouthing off about T.I. and the game coming at him, you know, acting like he was ready to do something. You know, like, yeah, I'm right here in Atlanta. Come on. You know, I'm like, dude, you keep on opening your mouth like that.
Yeah, you about to get popped.
Now, it's like, is he really working with the Popo? Because it's like, how do you got so much mouth that you don't even think, okay, let me start messing with these OGs? You know what I mean? These dudes is heavy in the game, you know what I mean? And they got heavy connections. So what in your psyche tells you that that's okay? I don't know. I don't get it. You know, I just don't get it. But, you know, either way, Nipsey Hussle, you know, the man didn't have a huge catalog of music, but I still consider him a West Coast legend because he did a lot of good in the community. His new album is doing good for obvious reasons. Rappers sell more when they're gone, you know, when they're dead versus when they're alive. But I think he would have still done good anyway, you know, but I'm sure he's doing better than expected because everybody's jumping on the gravy train. Like, you know, this is what everybody's talking about, so let me go buy the album. You know what I mean? Some people probably going to buy it and never even listen to it. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? So I'm glad his music is selling. And all these rappers, you can tell, were heavily affected by him. You know, people got stories about him. Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Everybody from the East Coast to the West Coast.
J. Cole actually did something nice for him. The Dreamfield, where they came through Raleigh this weekend.
Yeah.
And he actually did like a tribute to him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just it's really a beautiful thing to see, like, rappers is actually paying homage. It's just sad that, you know, he didn't get his flowers while he was here.
Right.
But, I mean, at least they doing something, and that's just that's a
Exactly. So, you know, you can just tell he seemed like a good, just genuine, sincere dude who just really wants to do good and make his community proud of him. You know what I mean? So you got to give him credit for that. And he had his business in the community, his clothing business. I believe it was called the Marathon Clothing, something like that. So, you know, and like right dead in the hood. You know what I mean? So it's really sad that he had to get, you know, taken down right in front of something that he worked so hard to build up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, again, rest in peace to Nipsey, and my condolences go out to him and his family and everybody who's mourning for this dude, man, because the streets of California, just LA in general, were flooded with gang members from both sides who just came together for nothing other than to celebrate this dude. You know what I mean? No hate, just pure love, and that's a beautiful thing, man. Because, you know, he was affiliated. You know what I mean? As far as I know, he was affiliated, but, you know, he didn't try to spread that, you know, killing everybody. You know what I mean? He was trying to genuinely do something and be an elder in the community. So I definitely appreciate everything that I've heard about him, and, you know, the little bit of music that I heard from him, I did like. You know what I mean? But I haven't really kept up. I have to be honest. I haven't kept up with all his music because he was more so, I think he did better numbers on the West Coast than he did over here on the East. So I didn't really get to really keep up with a lot of his stuff. And I'm not going to be one of those people who say, oh, I had every Nipsey album. I know all his music.
All the lyrics, the song, front, back to back to front, the front to back to back to front.
I'm not doing that. So, you know, I definitely appreciate what he did, and I can see it, you know, in what I'm hearing from other people. So I love it, man.
And we definitely lost a good soldier, really, real talk.
Definitely, man. And real quick, thank y'all for anybody who's checking us out.
Yeah, CJ Boone, I want to shout him out. He just did like a show, I believe, yesterday. We're going to try to get him on the podcast, man.
Okay.
We see you doing numbers. Man, appreciate you checking us out.
Yeah, man. And,
everybody
on Instagram, thank y'all for checking us out, too. And, you know, once this gets uploaded to YouTube, thank y'all, too. So, but yeah, then definitely spread that word for us. You know what I mean? Hit those like buttons, hit those follow buttons, hit those subscribe buttons. Help us out. Help us spread, you know, real hip hop, you know, across this whole country and then even further out from there. You know what I mean? Because we just trying to start from here and then just keep branching out. You know what I mean? Just keep branching out. So,
real quick, just switch gears here. We did talk about the Kodak Black. Find out some breaking news. I was just trying to look on here, but it seems that Tekashi 6ix9ine will be getting out maybe September.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So snitching does pay off.
I guess it does. So yeah, I was listening to Vlad with my man Godfrey, the comedian.
Yeah.
Man, Godfrey's like, yeah, yo, you need to just stick doing the white shows in the suburbs. Like, you just need to do that because if he go to some black shit, they gonna fuck him up.
Right. You ain't lying, man. Dude, I don't know, man. He ain't built for that prison life, though.
Nah, man, man, you can't come up there with no rainbow colored stuff. And, you know, you up there looking like, you know what I'm saying, looking like a pack of Kool-Aid. Think shit gonna be sweet.
Right. Yeah, so, you know, we're gonna see what happens when he get out. Man, hopefully his whole attitude maybe change when he get out. You know, he don't be so reckless. But yeah, so I saw something where, you know, I didn't read it, but I saw a post where he was saying that he hoped to be out before the end of 2019. But I was thinking to myself, nah, it probably ain't gonna happen. But if you seeing more stories about it, maybe it is. You know, we never know.
Yeah.
But, you know, y'all definitely, you know what I mean, check out some of these real hip hop legends, man. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in just what's hot for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Just because they got a nice little beat and they just keep screaming something over and over again. You know what I mean? Check out some real hip hop where people actually put some thought into their craft, who put some love into their craft, who put some work into their craft. You know what I mean?
And speaking of which, I gotta give a shout out to Lil Nas and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he might be with the Nation of Islam with the X back there.
I doubt that.
Nah, I know. I'm just being funny. Shout out to Lil Nas X. You know, he trying to cross them boundaries, you know what I mean? So yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Did you hear the song?
I did. I heard a snippet from it. And I was like, okay. You trying something. I don't know if a lot of hip hop heads are gonna get down with it, but you know, I think it's cool because I think a lot of country people are looking at it like, wow, that was cool that he crossed, you know, over a little bit.
Oh, Billy Ray Cyrus.
So.
Going on home now. I forgot how the chorus went, but anywho, you know.
Yo, it was cool though. You know, it was more on the country side than the hip hop side. You know what I mean?
Billy Ray needs to go back to singing "Don't Break My Heart."
Right, the achy breaky heart.
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Just my thing, you understand?
You know more of the lyrics than I did.
Unfortunately, I do. What happened was when I was a kid, I played baseball, little league, and I sucked at it. But we won. We were undefeated. So every time we won, we went to this ice cream parlor in Archdale, Cause that's where I went to school and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So went to art stuff, and there's like this little ice cream shop. We always go. The coach get us ice cream, and they had a jukebox there. And them mothers always play. Don't break my heart, break it heart.
Yo.
Just when I think you understand. So it's just, you know what I mean?
You know what? My high school was predominantly white, so at my prom they played that, and I was just like, oh my God. And the girl that I went to prom with, she wanted to dance, and I was like, you know what? I can't with y'all. You go ahead. I know this is all little date time, but you go ahead, because I can't. I've never been into the whole line dancing or any of that, even with the black songs. I don't know. I've just never been into it.
Oh, like the cha-cha? Yeah, I don't do dances with instructions. Right. Slide to the left. I get people to the right, like, oh, shit, we're going to go this way. Oh, fuck.
So, you know, as soon as that song come on, everybody just line up. Eggy, breaky, hard. You know, they get into the hold down stage, and I'm just like, yeah, that's not me. Yeah. I come from New York City. We just did not do that. So no disrespect. Just it just don't go right with the mental, you know. So anyway.
And speaking of which, they said that Billy Ray. You said Billy Ray Cyrus is pretty much the white version of Future.
Yeah.
And they look alike, It was like Future straight down his head.
Right. Exactly. It's like, dude, man.
Yo.
Yeah, Billy Ray, this helped him out a lot. So, because he really ain't doing nothing musically anymore, you know. I mean, I don't know if I would do too much with Miley out there, you know, doing her thing. She kind of...
Well, he got more acceptable with black people than her.
Right. Because she kind of be embarrassed, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to retire. My daughter's out here doing this. I'm going to go ahead and just retire.
But speaking of Future, so I was going to talk real quick about what my son said about Future. I did get to see, he said some things on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it kind of made sense.
Yeah. If y'all don't know, you know, my son is a rapper from Queens. I want to say he might have been born in the Bronx, but I think he mostly been raised in Queens. I might be wrong, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But basically, Future came out about the whole Gucci controversy with the, you know, everybody got mad about their recent product line looking a little racist, and so Future was asked about it, and he was like, you know, I bought a lot of Gucci, and I'm not about to stop wearing it, and you know, that's what I want to spend my money on, and I'm gonna do what I want, and blah blah blah. So my son basically went in on him, you know, like, why would you want to, you know what I mean, still support something like that? You know what I mean? You basically, you know what I mean, being foolish and one of those picking any dudes, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it's one of those, it's up in the air. It can go either way. What, you know, y'all tell us what y'all think in the comments, you know what I mean?
The fact that one thing that he brought up was like, okay, so you mean to tell me, that was my son was saying, like, you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to take advice or take you serious from a person that's embarrassed to say that he used to take women pills and stop.
That's
and
true.
Don't do that anymore.
That's true.
That I'm supposed to take you seriously.
You're right. Right.
Because you're basically doing something that's supposed to be devastating towards your fan base.
Yeah.
And promoting that towards your fan base.
Molly, Percocets, and all of that, you know, you're promoting that hard.
I mean, you pretty much, that's liquid heroin and all that.
Right. So it's like, why should we even consider what you got to say? But, you know, he, like he said, he won't even admit, you know, that. So it's like, I can't really take him serious either. I think that's why he's not really making a lot of music nowadays. Nobody, you know.
I think he came out with an album sometime last year, and I think a lot of people liked it. I mean, I never picked it up. Yeah. I just can't auto tune all that.
Yeah, that's why if I hear something on the radio and it sounds cool, I might listen to it once or twice from him, but it's like, once you hear auto-tune once or twice, it's like, all right, I'm good. I don't want to keep hearing that. And so it gets old after a while, you know what I mean? So I think he do need to do something a little different, you know what I mean? So
it's like the day I was, you know, man, a girl was riding and getting lunch. I mean, not to sound like an old head, but she's like, this song sounds like the same. Now, she likes I mean, she don't like some rap, but she more so into like, you know, the country, like the "Don't Break My Heart," you know, all that. Yeah. But anyway, but she was like,
snap.
I had to throw it back in.
You into that?
Nah,
you into that? I'm about to get on you next time. I'm about to get on you.
But
how we gave me a scoop on you, son.
Yeah, but she was like, "What? This song? It sounds the same. Like it sounds literally like the same like the last song. Cause like all the beats are all that syncopated beats and stuff. Like everything sounds the same.
It's all the same.
And it's like, yep. That's why I can't do it.
You get tired of it after a while. That's why a lot of the younger generation who are so consumed into it, they come off that way because it's like that's all you putting in your system. That same. So, you know, a lot of times you ask some of these young kids a question, they just be looking at you like, I don't even know what that is.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. Back in the 90s, man, like it wasn't just hip hop. I mean, let's just make this clear. Like we had variety of music. Like and me and my girl, we talk about that a lot. Like really, I think as far as the variety goes, 90s got the best, hands down. As far as like, definitely. You had your rap, you had your rock, you had your R&B, you had your rap rock, alternative rock. I mean, you had a plethora of house, bass, techno. It was just everywhere. So you had different varieties of music, and people was like, yeah, man, this is cool. You gotta listen to this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. You got the 9 Inch Nails CD. All right. Well, I mean, you listening to this, you know, my man, UMC, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was just back and forth. Oh, you got that new Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You had a variety.
Yeah, it was a variety. Oh, where you got that Nirvana? I got that brand new being punched up to get beat down. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just
it was so much. It was just mind blowing. That's why we talk about the 90s so much, because there was so much going on, man. That was like the greatest era of music, I think. Yeah. Now, you know, when it comes to like the 70s, you probably had the greatest era of disco and the greatest era of funk and all of that in the 60s. But when you talk about,
they go back to the 50s and 40s, they had good music.
Yeah. But when
you
just
talk
about variety,
90s,
the 90s is just a mashup of all good music. Everything was good. Country was good. Hip hop, R&B, hip hop and R&B, rock, you know, heavy metal, rap and rock. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody was just working together, and it's like now, if you say something like, you know, I got that new Migos, and then somebody else could say, well, I got Offset's joint by itself, where they rap over the same beat basically, but he did it better, and it's like you have no variety, man. It's like what do you have? So that's the only thing that we just want more variety. You know, it's not that we hating on nobody's music, it's just we need more variety. Stop just using the same old concept, the same old similar beat. Nobody tries to be different, you know what I mean? So I can't rock with it. But, you know, again, we want to give rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle and send condolences to him, his family, all his loved ones, his friends, everybody, you know, and just let's clap it up again for the West Coast just coming together, man. The West Coast came out. You remember how they came out for Biggie when he died? Yeah. That's how it was on the West Coast. It was like, yo, I mean, this is like the greatest thing. You know what I mean? I love to see that. You know what I mean? So
it's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful.
But we're gonna probably have to, you know, go ahead and wrap up our show
today. Yeah, because I got bills to pay.
Yeah, we got some bills to pay. So we appreciate y'all. You know, again, this is gonna be on YouTube. Thank y'all for Instagram Live. We see y'all. We see y'all. Thank you for Facebook Live. Thank you. So glad y'all didn't change the rules on us like YouTube did. So YouTube, you know, get us back on there, man. Come on, man.
I'm doing this as hard as I can.
Right. Because that was just foolish of y'all to
fucking foolish.
What does that do for y'all fan base? You know what I mean? It doesn't help, because there's a lot of people who are trying to build up, and that's what helps them. So that's not a privilege to be able to go live and all of that. That's just our right. If you have the platform, we should have that right. So anyway, man, did you want to drop anything before we close it out?
Nah, that's it pretty much, man. So once again,
Triad Hip Hop Podcast. This your man Kurt Dog.
And I'm Howard.
And we're going to see y'all on the next time.
Yeah, boy. Peace.